Player coming at you with my first chaotic video. It's a real video for anyone who doesn't fully understand the rules of chaotic. So these are a bunch of my cards. Fire, Water, Wisdom. And Outperform Power 5 and Initiative Fire, so you're probably gonna go first. I love Ninder, he's amazing. I'm gonna call this my Desert Raiders deck.
Ultra rare Headmaster and Kaija.
Ooh, these brand once again. My favorite pull today. Elemental. This is up YouTube. Speed Player 8 here, coming at you with another match on Trade Cards Online. What is up YouTube? Speed Player 8 here, and what I have is 288 packs of Secrets of Velocity Alliances Unraveled. Alright YouTube, what is up? Speed Player 8 here, and what I have is another deck review today. So, as promised in my starter deck opening video, I said I'd use PROBOSCAR in the deck, and I have. So, this is a mixed deck, and it is it's really fun. So yeah, we got PROBOSCAR in the center. He looks, just thought I'd point out, past creatures look really good in the sleeve with the all white background. And then, yeah, PROBOSCAR has some really awesome card art. Camera doesn't really do it justice. So anyways, if you guys need a refresher, mine has 40 courage, 75 power, 25 wisdom, 75 speed, and 70 energy, which I believe is maxed. So this deck is really cool because I'm using earth attacks as well as power and speed. So let's get into it. So we gave PROBOSCAR the Citadel Lodestone, so we can use earth attacks. Another new card I'm using, so I've got Mechanaz, and then his battle gear is the Valaric Shard, Relic of the Past. So equipped creature with earth deals an additional 5 attack damage. And when you shuffle your attack deck, destroy the Valaric Shard. Not really worried about it. I don't have a Bottle's Arsenal or anything in the attack deck. And I'm using my max energy, maxed courage Mechanaz. I think that's max speed. The power is a little on the low side, but that's okay. I just put him in here because he has high power, speed, and earth and high energy. I'm using Torna for an Underworlder. He also has 75 power and speed. 55 energy. He also has a lodestone, so he can use earth. Now, the way I'm making PROBOSCAR more effective in this deck is I'm using Adra as well, and then, so PROBOSCAR has 0 counters, and then, just so you can see Adra. Her ability is, past creatures you control deal an additional 5 attack damage to creatures with fewer major counters than that past creature. So I thought, well, if I can give PROBOSCAR a counter, then I can use Adra. So that's why Debani is in here. He has a Mepeti and Baldier's Loot. You sack this loot right away, and then you give him at least 2 counters. And then when he gets those counters, and then as long as you still have Adra, all his attacks will deal an additional 5 damage, and that's pretty good. The flute, you can give him the 3rd counter if you want. It's not really that important. I imagine Fumar's Foe with the Muge's Tuning Fork, since I control 4 tribes, so Overworld, Mepetian, Underworld, Danian. And yeah, you're going to use some cool music. That's really all I can say about that. You just give PROBOSCAR those counters away and then you can attack. Also, a cool thing with PROBOSCAR's ability is, so let's say it's your attack and I want to attack with him. If we look at his second ability there, it says, if PROBOSCAR would move into an opposing creature space, it relocates that opposing creature into PROBOSCAR space. Okay, fine, so let's say that happens. I relocate my opponent's creature to here. If I win that battle, then I haven't moved yet. And so when you get to move, then you can use his first ability, which says PROBOSCAR may move into any unoccupied space as if it were adjacent. So what basically ends up happening is, you beat your opponent, and then you can just plot PROBOSCAR into any open space for the next battle. And I think that should make him an Ultra, but, you know, Super's pretty good. So Audra has Bi-Motorcycle, I think you guys see that. Let's do music. Okay, so one thing to be said about the music is, it doesn't really matter what you use at all. You can literally use anything you want. But I just picked these things because they're cool. So first thing up is Fighter's Fanfare, one of my favorite musics, Ultra Mepetian. The next attack that resolves this turn deals this damage to target engaged creature of your choice instead. So basically your opponent plays an attack, you play this, and all its damage gets dealt to your opponent and not you. This is to be cast by Audra, since she has 2 major counters. Song of Stasis, just because you don't have Defender, and you want to keep Audra around, so that's to be cast by an Edrin. Composition of Concentration, just for a stat boost when your guys are fighting. Again, this can be subbed with Ryan of the Reckless or something, but I just thought, 75 isn't that high, so this could be useful. Cadence Clash, I'm using a Cascading Rondo, and I'm using this because of the Valaric Shard. So it is a good music. I really like it. Swap your attack discard pile with your attack deck, and then shuffle your tactics, so you get to get your good attacks back. But then this is also useful for keeping this battle gear around longer, so that Machinaz can have that additional damage more. And yeah, so since Nadrin has the Tuning Fork, then he can cast this. And then Torna has the Ninja counter, so I'm using a Discord of Disarming. Feel free to use any Underworld magic you want. I might actually throw in a Refrain of Denial, but I really like Discord of Disarming. You can use a Cannon Casualty or a Searing Symphony or whatever you want. But yeah, that's your music. Let's see our locations next. Alrighty, so this is an Earth deck, so my Rock River Canyon to give all my fighters the additional 10 energy. Gloomlock Swamp, you can run 2, but I'm only running 1 just to boost your Earth attacks. I'm running 2 Mipidum Mirage just because this is, you don't want your opponents to get into your backboards. You can just plop this somewhere and make them attack whoever. Oh, I think I forgot to mention with Torna. If you didn't know, he has his ability is while you control a Pedion, he gains Disarm, so you control 2 Pedions, so that gives him a tactical advantage. So basically your opponent's options are attack the giant elephant that can move anywhere if they don't beat him, attack the guy with Disarm, or attack the guy that has 70 energy and is dealing an additional 5 damage on all attacks. Oh yeah, so an elephant with Earth attacks that is dealing additional 5 damage with all attacks because of the whole magic thing. Alrighty, next location is Broken Edge, because we have a bunch of speed attacks. I didn't put the pits in here, obviously, because while it does increase power attacks, it reduces speed attacks, so you don't want that. So Broken Edge is in here. I'm also not using Brawler's Burrow, because that shuffles it, and that could speed up the destruction of the Valaric Shard. This I just got recently. If you didn't see that video, I'll link to it. I'll link to both the opening video, so you should see a couple of annotations popping up right now. So anyways, a Agani Outpost, Initiative Air. The ability is your creatures with energy. Yeah, I'm not really crazy about that, but the Mirage is cool. Creatures may not move off this space unless their controller pays a immunity counter for any creature you control, so potentially prohibiting your opponent from moving one of their creatures almost indefinitely. Kiru Village, just because I haven't really been able to use it until now, just for PROBOSCAR. Again, you can sub this for another Gloomlock Swamp if you have it, or another Broken Edge, but I just thought it'd be nice to use. So if this is a location and you can attack PROBOSCAR, then do it, because then I'll have 80 energy. I'm using the 2 Rappasack Shine Grids just for countering again on Nadrin for some extra major counters for gaining energy, if you want them on PROBOSCAR for his ability, or anything really. And Castle Momark, just because pretty much as soon as you've used Devani, he's used up his purpose, so if one of your creatures dies, you can use this to swap Devani for them and bring them back, and however you want to work that out. Alright, let's get to the attacks. I really like the attack deck. Alrighty, so this attack deck runs pretty much equal parts power, speed, and earth. So if you're losing in one of those things, your attack deck is still going to be pretty functional, which makes this a pretty versatile deck. So my first things are, we've got 2 Alacritus Force, stat check power and speed 60, deal 10 damage each, so good for 25 damage. Dust Strike is earth and speed, so that's 20 damage. Marksman's Prep, always a good attack to have, can shorten your attack deck a bit, and that's 30 damage. 2 Earth Pulse for 15 earth damage each. 1 Shriek Shock, you can run a Velocity Trap if you wish, but this is just 5 damage. 2 Flash Warp for 10 damage each. 2 Dry Liquid for 15 damage and lowering your opponent's power. 2 Poison Sphere for 15 damage and lowering your opponent's speed. I'm using Torrential Tackle, which is an attack I definitely don't think gets used enough. So it's 25 total damage, so 10 base, 15 earth. And then if the the reason why this doesn't get used a lot by people is it can destroy your battle gear too, because it says destroy all battle gear equipped to engage creatures with less than 50 power speed, but your fighters all have more. So you should be good. So when it uses, can potentially destroy your opponent's gear and then some nice damage. 2 Earth Shape in case of Newman's or Azay Alliance Screen Chamber or whatever. Primordial Rage, Mechanist can deal the fire damage, and it's just to boost your power. Mineral Mayhem for Servant of Ani, Earth damage, boost your courage just in case of that. And Primal Smash for 20 damage. Alrighty guys, so that is the deck. I hope you enjoyed. If you're watching this video, then hopefully I've come up with some clever title. I have one, this deck is already on TCL, I have a title for that. Not too fond of it, I'll probably change it for this video. But yeah, thanks for watching, I hope you all enjoyed. If you want to see more decks featuring PROBOSCAR, just leave a comment and let me know. You could say what kind of deck you want to see, if you want to see an element, or if you want to see him with a specific creature, or whatever you guys want. I don't know, I can really only use Audra with him. Oh yeah, so I should be, we'll soon start work on the next, well, we could have had card art video, because I'm seeing the first one, and we're doing really well on that, so I'm glad to see people like it. That's all for now, guys. I'm SpeedPlayer8, and I thank you all for watching, and I will see you next time. Peace.